The David Beckham of China endorses NIO. Wow, this is fantastic news, guys. Now, in some other news, so this is pretty interesting because Chinese New Year is coming up and a lot of people will be driving their cars around. The highway is going to be free. NIO has actually changed several things just for the upcoming Chinese New Year. So first of all, they're pushing forward with the 1 month battery upgrade, temporary battery upgrade. So for 880 RMB a month, you can rent the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack for 1 month and basically get like 30-40% more range. And after that 1 month period, you can get it back. And the price is 880, but right now if you order that and rent that battery for a month, then you could get basically a bunch of NIO points and some other freebies, some other gifts. So they're really pushing that forward. And also what they're doing is they're changing the price for daily battery upgrade, because for those days during Chinese New Year, everybody's going to be upgrading their battery temporarily, and that's of course going to incur a lot of demand for the long range battery pack, which NIO stated that because of limited resources, they're hiking the price to 88 RMB per day instead of 50 RMB per day. Okay, and that's only until Chinese New Year, and then after that it's going to return back to the normal price of 50 RMB per day. Now, they did not specify whether or not highway swapping is going to be free this year or not, because last year highway swapping was indeed free, and of course that was a big reason for choosing NIO. But of course that does incur a lot of expenses for NIO. Last year it was completely free, electricity free, service fee was also free. Basically you can drive anywhere you want free of charge. But during national holiday, which was in like October, NIO decided to only make the swapping fee part free, have people pay for the electricity fee. Okay, and by the way, this only affects people that do not have free swaps or unlimited free swaps. All right, most people have 6 free swaps per month. Some people like me have unlimited free swaps, so this doesn't really affect me. I can go anywhere and I would still have my swaps free. But for those people that used up their 6 free swaps and got a swap for a 7th time, or those that don't have free swaps, this really affects them. And it seems like this year they're not going to make anything free. All right, it just doesn't make sense. Of course, it's going to be so much cash burn to make it free. So it looks like if you want to swap on the highway, it's going to be just normal. You got to pay for highways, the swapping fee, and also the electricity fee, the whole entire shebang. All right, and that's a very good thing to do. In previous years, they really wanted to push forward battery swap adoption, and let people know that with NIOs you could basically travel using battery swap and get there as fast as a gasoline car. But now it just doesn't make sense, considering the fact that NIO's really trying to polish their balance sheet, make things profitable, and really turn things around. All right, so that would be a big amount of expenses saved. And I remember the NIO manager told me last year during about Spring Festival, Chinese New Year, they were burning about 5 million RMB per day just on free swaps. All right, 5 million RMB down the drain per day. That's not even including rent. That is just to provide the free swaps. So it was a massive amount of money. I'm sure NIO would not want to burn that much money anymore. They got to make things profitable, and I think it's in the best interest of everybody to make things profitable. But what's really interesting is this year, like always, every Chinese New Year, every major holiday, you're going to see big lineups at the charging stations on highways. That's going to be a sight that a lot of NIO owners will make fun of once again, and also gain some publicity, because I remember last year there was this one news story that went really viral, and it was the fact that 2 friends were trying to go back to their hometown. One of them was driving a gasoline vehicle, and they got there in like 8 hours, which was the normal time. The other one took 18 hours. All right, and it was just a big pain in the butt because they had to wait in line. They would have to wait like 3 hours in line to charge. All right, the lineup time took 3 hours. And then because they had to line up and they had to physically line up, they couldn't even go to the bathroom because they would lose their spot in line. And also there were fights because people all want to go home. They don't want to line up. There were fights over the charging cable and just all sorts of nasty stuff. And EV charging was just a pain in the butt. It took them so long to get home. But with NIOs, of course, it's about the same time as a gasoline vehicle. Actually, exactly the same, and sometimes even faster, because the gasoline cars also got to line up for the gas stations, and there were like an hour-long lines at some of the gas stations. All right. Now, NIO's swap station is immune to lineups as well. There were several lineups as well because the battery swaps were free. But relatively speaking, the time is always going to be less than charging. So hopefully after Chinese New Year, we're going to see a big boost in interest in battery swap and more people sway towards battery swap. Last year, when this news story broke on national television, about 18-hour trip duration for EVs, NIO was censored. All right, I mean, like they were showing charging and fighting and that kind of stuff in the background. There were battery swap stations, but it was blurred out. All right, NIO's swap stations blurred out. So hopefully this year, seeing that the national television and government really supports NIO more, and they like NIO more because they're the face of technological development of China. Hopefully they're able to, showcase battery swap and how convenient it brings. And if that happens, oh my God, that's going to be big. And people know how important battery swap is. That's going to be big. Remember, NIO did implement the speaker advertising on their swap station. So they talk about what this is a swap station, yada, yada, yada. And that's going to be fantastic because while people are lined up for charging and they're just waiting and they want to piss, but they can't go and take a piss, they're going to be outside, right, in the cold. And meanwhile, NIOs are going to be swapping, and that speaker is going to be saying, hey, this is 3 minutes. It's elegant solution. You don't even need to get out the car. A self-automated lineup. So that's going to make a lot of EV owners very jealous, and that's going to be playing on loudspeaker for sure. So yes, let them know that those fighting for charging cables, that's really petty stuff that could be all avoided if they chose a NIO. So this is going to be something to look forward to. So this soccer player's name is Fan Zhiyi. He's a very famous soccer player here in China who played between 1996 and all the way until 2022, even represented China in the World Cup, even played internationally in Cardiff City. And after his retirement in 2022, he served as assistant coach and head coach and also management for many different soccer teams. And recently, he took delivery of a NIO ES8, and it was just such a big thing. All right, it was in the news. People were just so happy that he took delivery of the car. The NIO workers were all really happy about that. He was also very satisfied with the car. All right, of course, many different movie stars and popular people, celebrities, when they take delivery of a NIO, it gets some buzz. So that's pretty cool. But he actually is officially endorsing NIO in this clip that I'm about to show you. And this guy, he's quite different from most other celebrities. He doesn't have any controversy with his name, and he's a very likable guy. He's also appeared in several movies. He does some acting on the side, and just a very down-to-earth good guy. So here in this clip, of course, he's talking about someone's asking him how, you gotta train, you gotta coach, you gotta do acting, all that kind of stuff. Busy man, successful, with a very strong aura of success, basically. And then how can you hold this aura and this intensity? And basically the answer is, of course, with his NIO ES8, his car. All right, and that's how he holds his intensity, how he holds his aura. Great marketing, in my opinion, for the ES8. It is a fantastic car after all. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.